gozaimasu. Welcome back to another episode of The Skirt Room. My name is Joe.
Des.
You like that? Yeah.
That was good. That was really good. It caught me off guard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know a little bit of Japanese.
Yeah, no, that was really good.
Aside from that, I know konnichiwa, arigato, and there's something else, but I can't forget it. I can't remember, so I guess I've forgotten, so I don't know.
You know the same amount of me, and you don't watch as much anime as me. So, that's good.
That's all you know? When, like, you almost exclusively watch
Senpai.
Anime? Okay.
I can't, like, I'm not good with learning languages.
Would being called senpai, like, do anything for you?
No, not at all. Actually, I'm going to try
that.
it. That's crazy.
Is that, like, you're going to try it?
Yeah. Like, not calling myself senpai, but, you know?
I hope not. You wanted to call yourself something. It was like years ago we were talking about Japanese names on the podcast.
What name would I be?
And it was something terrible.
It wasn't terrible.
It's okay. We don't need to try to remember. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Yamato.
Oh god.
Jojo.
Yes.
I have a question.
Shoot.
We got into a debate at work and you have to choose one. You can't be like, well, bad. They're both bad.
Okay.
You can say they're both bad, but you have to choose one.
Right.
Would you rather be cheated on mentally or physically? and obviously nobody wants to be cheated on. However, which one would you rather?
Like, if you want an out of the relationship, but you feel like you can't, like, pull the plug.
Okay, then
like you're
just do it.
Looking for an excuse
do it.
to, yeah. That is interesting. I guess I would have to say physically, because it feels like it would hurt less.
Okay, I chose mentally.
Yeah, I think we talked about this years ago because you were like, well, yeah, because the physical stuff, you're like, if my girlfriend gave another man head, like, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. However.
And yes, you were right. They are both bad.
Yeah. If it's mental, like, if you mentally cheat on me and you really don't want to be with me, I can accept that. But if you're like, no, I want to be with you, but I love sucking too much dick. That would crush my soul. I'd rather you be like, Des, the sex is good and all, but
because it's
I'm
like,
mentally not there with you.
No, the mental is so much more important, because if you are in a situation and it's like the physical aspect is lacking or whatever, right? Like, there's workarounds for that. But, like, if you aren't connecting with the person anymore, you don't like being around them, you don't like, it's just like, what are we doing here?
Exactly. That's why I feel like the mental, like, I'll be more okay with, because I can accept that.
Yeah, but it's the cheating part. It's not the, okay, mentally this situation has changed and, like, let's sit down and talk and, like, I'm so sorry, but, like, we need to break up. Like, that's the respectful way. Instead, you're gonna string me along.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
String me along, still have sex with me, but your mental is not there, and you're like, eventually I find out, like, hey, hold on, you have a whole nother boyfriend? Honestly,
so is
Des,
sex to
you're
you
the
more
side.
important than an emotional connection?
With a partner? Or, like, just sex in general?
I guess with a partner, because if we're talking about breaking up.
Is it more important?
Do you think you could say, like, oh, this is my partner, like, long term, if there was no sex life? Or...
At all?
Yeah.
No.
You don't think you could have a long-lasting, emotionally fulfilling relationship with someone if sex couldn't be an option?
No.
So if your partner, got into an accident and was disabled, from the waist down, you're like, what that mouth do? She got a mouth, don't she?
I heard there's a place called Pound Town. You said she just is disabled down there. You didn't say it's not there.
Right. But, like, sex is not a possibility. Des.
if sex is not a possibility, I can still love you. I can still emotionally be in love with you. However, now you're going to have to be honest with yourself. I know how much Des likes sex.
Sex is an important part of any relationship. But...
So if you're like, Des, you still can't have sex with nobody, you're going to have to do this with me, you don't care about me.
If my partner got into some sort of accident that left them unable to sexually perform, I would not leave them.
I believe that because sex isn't for you what it is for me.
Everything?
Correct. That was a good answer. Show me everything.
Why? Well, wild. And also, why'd you have a lisp? You're like, good answer.
Oh, I didn't hear it. I don't know.
I heard it, and I hope they heard it too.
I don't know. What would? Nah.
What?
Joe. Oh well, no. Never mind. That makes sense.
What? You just had a whole dialogue with yourself, and none of us know what's going on.
What would you guys do? But then I realized, because I've been watching a lot of like streams. And I realized nobody's typing back right now with the little things on the side, the little chat.
Oh, you've been watching like Twitch streams, like live streams.
I've been watching Kai and Kevin Hart. They did a 9-hour.
They did
stream.
two.
They did two streams, but one was 9 hour.
Yeah,
it was
like
a
Kai,
whole sleepover thing with Drew.
Yeah, he did. No, the first one was a sleep. Was the first one a sleepover?
No.
Oh, okay.
And then that's what caused the sleepover, the first one.
But he does the sleepovers.
Yeah, so I was watching the one with him and Kevin Hart, and like. That's why I was like, what would you guys do? I was like, oh, you can answer, just not this week.
Is Kai Cenat your new...
No.
It's still Philly for you?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh.
Philly was on one of his episodes, and I couldn't bring my heart to watch it.
Was on one of...
Kai's streams.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. You couldn't? Why?
I couldn't. Because I feel like...
Your man boner got too hard? Couldn't contain it?
No, it was fine. I feel...
Oh, limped it? Yeah.
I feel like sometimes Americans do too much, and I like the way Philly and them do their.
But Kai and Philly like know each other already.
I can believe that, but I still feel like
because the AMP guys, which is Kai's people, and the Beta Squad, which is not Philly's like group, but like he often collaborates. Yeah, they do stuff
they
together.
They had a whole soccer competition.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Thing. Yeah, but
football.
Football.
I'm just saying.
You're right. Football.
If you're gonna like.
Might be. Yeah.
Please don't say that again.
Might be.
Yes.
Why not?
Are you an 18-year-old girl? It might be. Like, stop. Don't.
The 18-year-old girl say that?
Let's not.
Jeez, you guys are. Never mind.
Des.
I'm trying to learn new slang.
Yo, you are digging that hole.
I'm trying to learn new slang.
18-year-old girl, gee. Like, what?
No, I meant you guys. I was going to say you guys are lit.
You're a 42-year-old man. Like, you should not be talking
That's
about
so crazy you say 42. All right. So yesterday, we're gonna discuss this.
Should we clarify to them that I was joking?
I'm not 42. Let's just be clear. I'm nowhere near 40. I'm probably closer to 42 than a lot of you guys, but I'm still not 42.
I wonder if like people were to just like see us for the first time, like how old they think we would be. I'm trying to like look in the monitor. I don't know. You know what? Let's stop. I don't want to hurt my feelings. Because you're like 37 and I'm like...
I feel like they would think I'm older until I start talking.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, someone that old can't be that immature.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was at work.
But then again, these days, nothing really shocks people. So
I was at work and I'm talking to these two girls, and one of them, she was like, "How old are you?" I said, "How old do you think I am?" And this is the one that I know. Like every time I come around, she's always like, "Okay." And I'm like, "How old do you think I am?" She's like, 45. I said, "Bitch, what? 40? Which bumbucklot 5?" I was pissed. And the other girl was like, "No."
She said, "Double it and give it to the next person." Damn.
The other girl was like, "No, he's like 40, 41. I said, "I'm gonna stop talking to you."
Yeah, let's move on because my feelings are hurt on your behalf.
Yeah, I met a guy yesterday. We had a work barbecue, and he was at the ice cream truck, and I love chatting, so I ended up standing at the ice cream truck talking to him the whole time.
Like the standard like through your neighborhood ice cream truck.
Yeah,
I haven't seen one in so long. Oh,
like for work. Yeah,
I just haven't seen one like in the wild.
Oh, really?
In a long
I see them
time.
all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the condo living.
No, I don't think so because like I can hear like the school across the road. Like I can hear the school bell sometimes. Like if and like I walk my dog, like I would see. I don't know.
I almost said something completely racist.
What?
I was gonna ask if like the kids, particularly in this neighborhood, eat ice cream.
What does that mean?
Exactly. What does that mean, Des? That's why it was gonna be racist. Like what's that supposed to
You
mean?
know what? It's not even racist. It's just stupid.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Then it's just stupid. Got it. The guy was 20 years old, and he asked me how old I think he was, and I said 32.
Yeah. First of all, the polite thing is like even if you. The polite thing is to actually not answer, especially when a woman says it. Guess how old I am? You're like, oh, you're still a teenager.
I
Are
dumb
you
it
two
down.
sisters?
Yeah.
And
you're like 22. No more than 22.
No. Don't actually give a number unless you want to say like, oh, like you're probably still a teen. Like, can you even legally drink? Like, you got to do that. No. The cougars, they eat that up. No.
I understand the cougars, but I'm talking like someone your age.
I mean, still just lie. Just don't give a number. Never give a number.
Let's say you don't know me and I don't know you, and I'm like, and you're like, oh, how old do you think I am? What am I supposed to say? If you're like, no, take a guess.
It's a trap. Don't do it.
What is the correct answer? How do you get out of that trap? How do we? No, you guys, because I have a girlfriend. How do you, them, they? How do other people?
Continue. Don't call attention to what you just did.
How do other people get out of it?
Like I said, you just like you flatter them. You look amazing. I couldn't even guess. Oh, I'm so bad with guessing. I couldn't even tell.
But what if I really want to know and you won't tell me?
You always got a low ball, and then they're just like, be like, oh, like 18, and then oh, you're being ridiculous. No, you look so young. Oh, come on, I'm 53, and you're like, what?
50?
And in your head, you're like, good, because I would have guessed in your 60s. So
75.
Yeah. So okay, that's crazy. Because if you're in your 50s, or sorry, if you're in your 70s. No, if you're in your 50s and you look like
70s,
yeah, that's wild. Because 20 years is a lot.
It's a lot. Oh, it's a lot.
Yeah, but no, just do not answer.
You hear that, guys? Don't answer.
Like, I don't know. I feel like women are either like they're very like, oh well, now that I'm 30, I'm this, and now that I'm 25, oh, since I hit the big 4-0, like they put it out there,
Yeah.
or they don't say it at all, and it's like either way, unless they say, don't ask.
You know what I try and do?
Women can ask other women more easily. Men.
I used to when I want to know how old you are, I'll find out how old your friends are first. So I'll sneak my way around, approximate your age.
But I think the older people get, the more that, at least in my experience, right? Like I could be hanging out with like a 25-year-old or a 45-year-old. Yeah. What?
That's nice of you. Giving back to the community.
That's wild.
That's nice of you.
No, like a little while ago, I had done like a cottage with friends. And like this person became a new friend, but it was great. And he, at the time, this was a couple years ago. So he's like pushing 50 now. But like he was 45. But it's like, like when you can like talk to people from different walks of life. He was a pilot.
Yeah.
So I like talked to him about like his job and travel. And like he was just really cool and chill. And he was a Jamaican guy.
I'm sorry.
So no, but not like that. Not like that type of Jamaican.
Like he just associates with Jamaica.
No, like he's like Canadianized.
Yeah, so he I associate with
but
Jamaica.
not like Toronto.
Got it.
But like just like because he's a man of the world, not a not a man of the six. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, anyways, the answer is don't do it.
Okay.
Yeah, and my answer for the other thing is I would rather the physical cheating, but I may harm you.
Like the physical is like I don't even want you to touch me. Ugh.
I would assume that if we are like, I would still be pissed because if you're physically cheating and we still are intimate, like that's because now like you're putting me at risk.
Like this is after you find out now. So you found out that he's cheating and he's like, it's a pure physical thing. Oh
no. understand the relationship is done regardless, whether it's emotional cheating, physical cheating.
We're done.
Yeah, but you're just asking like what I would prefer. Yeah. The emotional thing would like kill me. That'd like be like heartbreaking. I mean, they both would, but one would definitely hurt more. The physical thing, because like I said, if I was married and then my husband got into like a motorcycle accident, I wouldn't leave him. But I also think like the right partner, like because if the emotional's still there, like you don't just fall out of love.
Yeah, for sure.
But if it's like, oh, like mama got an itch that needs to be scratched, I think my future partner would be like, okay, you go do your thing physically. Yeah. But don't create an emotional connection because that's still like our marriage. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I mean. There's workarounds. Whereas emotional, it's like, I don't really fuck with you like that anymore. Like I would
understand. We grew apart.
No, it's fine to grow apart. It's hurtful and it sucks, but like it happens, right? But like it's the not communicating it and just going out in these streets. Yeah. That's the part that is not okay.
But even if they're in these streets, but they're not physically cheating. Like they're still physically
you're still cheating.
It's just
you out here creating emotional bonds? Connections?
If a girl ever said that to me, I promise you I'd laugh in her face. Even if she was being serious, like, Des, you're really out here creating emotional bonds with these bitches? No, just not these bitches. Just one. Just one. I like her. She's cool. She doesn't yell at me.
I'm not a yeller.
No, you're not.
Unless I'm like fucking really pissed. And even then, it's like you yell for 2 seconds, like, oh, I'm so sorry.
I think you're a yeller, not a screamer. I feel like screaming is long term. Like when you're arguing with somebody, you can raise your voice and yell. You got loud and then you brought it back.
Sure.
But when you're screaming, it's just.
But even still, like, I don't like to yell. Yeah. Like, I have to be mad. I don't think I've ever, like, not full on scream, no.
I've yelled once. Like, in the last couple months. Like.
At your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Why?
Because.
Shame on you.
We were getting into a topic and.
Got your back, girl.
We were getting into a topic and I felt
She's not listening.
I felt, well, I'll tell her about it regardless. And I felt like she wasn't listening to what I was saying. Like, you know, when you're trying to, point A is point A, but they're over here at C and you're like, yo, I'm not talking about C. We're talking about A. And they keep going back to C. And you're like, okay, let me slow down. Listen to what I'm saying. It is not about C. Yeah, but, and they keep going. And I just like, yo, and the phone just went silent. And then we spoke about it a couple days later.
A couple days went by?
Like, we spoke in that couple days, but we didn't talk about that. So then she was just like, I was like, honestly, like, you really upset me the other day. Like, I keep telling you it's not about that. You keep making it about that. You're making it into that. It is not that. I understand what it looks like, but it's not that. And I'm telling you, and you keep going back to that. And she was just like, you never yelled at me before. I've known you for 20-something years, and I've never heard you yell. So if you yelled, that means this is a very touchy thing for you. And it just makes me feel like I was right. And I'm like, oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I actually thought you were going to say the opposite. Like, no. It makes me realize that, like, it means a lot to you. And, like, maybe I need to see it from your perspective.
And that's what I said. That is what I said. But she was like, it just anyways. I was just like, whatever. Yelling doesn't work, guys.
I think, though, I think that, and I'm not even just talking about you, but, like, in relationships, sometimes when people get passionate, you can get caught up in the emotions and unintentionally disrespect the other person. And I think that there's nothing wrong with immediately apologizing for the disrespect. You don't have to. So, like, for instance, in your situation, you could have immediately apologized for yelling, not for why you were yelling, because you were still standing in your point. But it's like, I can stand in my truth and try to communicate my point without being disrespectful to you. Because if we're in a relationship and we don't have respect, what do we have?
I agree.
You know? And, like, I'm not saying, like, whatever. I'm just saying, like, you shouldn't have waited days to like.
No.
talk about it.
You're completely right. But the fact that I yelled, I was mad within myself because I don't really yell.
Right.
So I was just like, Des, why would you let her get you there? God damn it, Des.
Yeah.
Like, there's been so much worse things that you didn't yell for, and you yell for this. Like, come on.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, it's always the straw that breaks the camel's back. It's never the biggest thing, because if it's just one big thing, it's okay. But then it's like you have that one big thing, you pile on the next thing and the next thing, and then a few little things sprinkled in there, and then like all of a sudden it's like this really heavy thing, and it seems like something that is so minute, but like it makes you, like you just snap.
So what you said before was like you get passionate about stuff and apologize. What do you do when like the person is passionate about a conversation all the time? So they like the disrespect isn't intentional, but it's very consistent.
The disrespect from them or from you?
From them, from any like a partner.
So they're constantly having like these arguments where they communicate passionately, but it's not like like you were super passionate this time. It's like you're always super passionate.
Yeah.
You need to talk to him.
Okay.
Like I would say legit what I just said. I'm like, hey, like for me, I believe that there's nothing wrong with having, how do I describe it? Like uncomfortable conversations. Because you have to. When people are like, oh, like this is uncomfortable, I just don't want to talk about it. Or on the other hand, it's like everything is a fight and we're yelling.
Yeah.
It's like there's a happy medium where it's like I hear you out. I don't have to agree with you, but like let's talk it out so that I understand where you're coming from and let's navigate through it. Because when you sweep it under the rug, it comes back. When you yell and scream, you never really move forward.
Solve anything.
So you have to have that middle ground. So I'd communicate that. I'm like, hey, you're getting up here and we're not getting anywhere and I'm feeling disrespected. And then when I feel disrespected, I'm going to react defensively. And when someone is in defense mode, we're not moving forward progressively because I can't really hear anything you're saying. Like at that point, like I'm feeling upset, I'm feeling attacked, and like I'm not hearing you. So it's like, how can you communicate in a way that you are still getting your point across, but you are doing it in a way. No, I'm just trying to like find the words. But you're doing it in a way where I can receive it,
where we can have a conversation. Yeah.
It's like this was years ago, but I remember like my mom was so frustrated at like I don't know if it was like her internet provider, like a customer service like provider. And she's talking and like to the whatever person, why is this like this and da-da-da. And I took the phone and I was like, hi, like da-da-da-da-da, like I know this is not like due to you, but like we're in this situation and it's extremely frustrating. Like this happened and this happened and this happened. Is there a way for you to help us? And they instantly responded so much better. And it's like, I can still communicate my frustration, communicate that this is wrong and we are being wronged and we need to have a solution, but not take it out on that person. And they receive it so much better. They're like, yeah, you know what? I do understand why you're frustrated. Whether it's whether it's a mistake they made or not, it's like no one's gonna be happy for you to berate them. Nobody's gonna be happy for you to talk down to them, for you to yell, for you to call them derogatory names, and like it's like literally just treat people the way you want to be treated. If you don't want to be talked to like that, don't talk to other people like that. Period. The only time I would get disrespectful with someone is if I'm like, fuck you, I don't give a fuck. No, seriously.
No, I know, that's why it's funny.
Right? It's like if you are someone I care about. Like, you and I have had talks where I'm like, Des, I'm so fucking, like, annoyed, whatever. But it's like, I'm not like, you this and you that and yelling. And like, why? I can be upset with you, but I can still have a certain level of respect for you. Because if you don't have that base level of respect,
then what's the point? You have
exactly.
Nothing.
Yeah. Without respect, we got nothing.
RESPCT.
Ooh. What?
RESPECT.
Oh. Okay. Did you say?
I probably didn't spell it right.
The first time I heard RESPCT.
That's probably what I said. And while I was saying it, I was thinking of an episode of The Office where Michael was spelling it. Anyway, yeah, don't mind me. The Office runs through my brain.
Of course. Okay, I want to read you a story. I actually don't even want to tell you what the story is about.
Okay.
It's NSFW though, so if y'all are listening, we're just talking about sex, but we're whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Not as intense as this one, though. So, this person says, I've been hooking up with... This is a man writing. And this is not like a listener question. It's like an internet thing. I've been hooking up with Chris for about a month before he told me he had a superpower. Quote, I can piss in you while we're fucking, he said. Cuddling me one evening in his Inwood apartment. We'd met on the apps and, much to my surprise, struck up a conversation that went beyond the typical into or top, bottom. Don't look at me like that. We learned we were both nerds with the love for Star Wars and Legos. He also shared a litany of other kinks, fisting, edging, various BDSM, but it was when he admitted that he could fill me with his thick cock and piss simultaneously that my tight booty hole winked. Do your little wink, Des. Yeah, with your mouth open too. That's crazy. The day of, while I was heading uptown to his apartment, I received a text from Chris. I've been chugging water all afternoon. Reading his text kicked my pulse into high gear, and I popped a chub on the bus. I was still learning to...
Wait a minute. They did what?
Chris texted the writer,
yeah.
I've been chugging water all afternoon, a.k.a. like, I really have to pee.
Okay.
And that made the writer...
But what's popped a chub?
Chub. You don't know what a chub is?
No.
You don't know what a chub is?
No.
Like, when your dick is like 40, 50% hard. Like, it's like a little chubbier than it usually is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've never... How do I know that and you don't know that?
I don't know. This is weird to me.
Oh my God. I'm so happy that I can educate you.
I'm going to use that all the time.
I'm no longer happy that I can educate you. Yeah, so like he like got that text and he was like, ooh, and like it got him excited. I was still learning to hone man-on-man sex skills like douching, using poppers, and the science of getting my balls through a cock ring. So when I arrived, even though it wasn't my first time with Chris, my nerves made it challenging to accomplish basic tasks like taking my socks off. I couldn't stop shaking. Upon entry, Chris unbuttoned my shirt and whispered into my ear,
I'm fucking you tonight. Sorry.
I'm so full of piss, and I need to piss so bad. He begged as I pushed him back onto his bed. As much as I reveled in the tease, I was suddenly overtaken by the need to sit on his waggling cock, which I don't like that description.
The waggling? Because you have a dog?
Yeah, I think of like a tail, like just...
That's what I thought about.
And then why is your dick doing all that? Like, I get what he means, though. I think he just means like... It was like no hands and it was kind of just doing his thing. But like, I don't know. He could have used a different word.
He could have.
You know me. It's all about the wording. What was the saying?
Balled it up.
No. Well, yeah, I can't forget that. No, the one that you loved that I said about how balling it up made me feel.
Oh, shit.
You don't remember?
No, I don't.
I was going to say it doesn't sit right with me, but that's not it.
No, that's not what you said.
It's gonna bother you, but
Yeah,
you're gonna figure it out.
me.
You're gonna like blurt it out randomly in the next like 5 minutes. Where was I? Yes, I was suddenly overtaken by the need to sit on his waggling cock. I lubed him up while playing with my own hole. Then I jumped on his dick with the ferocity of a drunken bachelorette saddling a mechanical bull, which is fucking tense. Instinctively, I bounced up and down on his fat dick, squeezing my hole tightly. He stopped me by holding my hips down with his hands. Phone went to sleep. Looked me directly in the eyes and released, gushing my guts. I had never experienced anything like it. Sure, men had come at me before, but this felt different. It was just so amazing.
Well, yeah, it felt different. It's piss.
Here's the thing, right? Now, I understand. Well, okay. So Precom is made to clear the urethra of urine so that the spermies can make their way and hopefully have a fighting chance to live. Now, as if two men, two biological males were, not deterrent enough, spermies will also not live in the booty hole. So that's not the problem. But it's just like, it's my understanding that like most people, even if they wanted to, like you can't pee.
You know what's so crazy? I used to think so too.
Like, I thought it was like only cum and pre-cum that could come out
while
you're
stimulated.
Like, I'm sure, like, if you tried, like, I don't know if this person had to, like, train themselves.
There was one time I was in the shower masturbating, and and I was like, oh, this feels weird, and I peed, and I said, all right. I had to Google if something was wrong with me because I thought you couldn't be stimulated and pee at the same time. But I've done it a couple times, so
I heard it's also hard to pee with a hard pee-pee.
It's not hard, but
like
your
if you have like morning wood.
Yeah.
No, I heard sometimes, like, I don't know, like
it physically hurts.
I don't know about hurts, but it's just like to get it started, like you're standing over the toilet, but your dick is hard, and it's like to get the pee even rolling, it's a little difficult.
Roll. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, oh, like this guy must have like a unique skill.
Well, that's his superpower.
Do you remember like a year or two ago we read a story, and it was a girl who had her boyfriend pee in her. Mm-hmm. Regardless, I don't think
that's healthy.
Yeah. Regardless of the biology that you have, I don't think urine should be entering your booty hole or your vagine.
I don't even think your mouth.
Well,
according to recent studies.
No, I'm just saying, like, there actually have been studies, because like urine does have water in it. It's obviously like waste and stuff, and like there's been situations where people are stranded and they don't have water, so they drink their own urine to kind of like
survive.
Yeah. And there's also this couple on the internet, I don't know if it's a troll or not, but it's just like, we love drinking our own urine, we drink about like 2 liters a day. No, you didn't see them?
No.
Yeah.
Oh God, Joe, why would you do that?
Why would I would never.
I was actually watching a couple weeks ago, I was watching this porno, and it was going well. It was like a gangbang situation. Actually, it was 3 guys. Of course it was. Yeah. And like it was going well. I was like, oh, this is good. And I was like, why is one of the guys wearing gloves? Like, that's so weird. Like, he was wearing like those black latex gloves. And then one of the other guys like was like, open your mouth. I'm like, oh, he's done already? That's quick. Starts pissing in her mouth. And she's just like, yeah. And then the next guy went and peed in her mouth.
Very P. Diddy coded. P. Diddy.
Is it?
Yeah. P. Diddy.
Oh, you've been very punny today. That was good. That was very good. I didn't even see that one.
Or R. Kelly.
Yeah, that's what I was going with. Yeah, that was good.
Or Deswayne, you know?
No. I am not 42, and I do not pee on people or in people. It's actually not even near people, to be honest.
He's not 42 yet, y'all. His birthday's in the fall. He'll be 42. He'll be 42 in the fall. Okay, we are going to get into a listener question.
Yes, sir.
For those of you watching or listening, we love taking listener questions. If you have a question, a story, anything that you want to share with us and the rest of the podcast audience, we would love to hear from you. Go to thissquareroom.com, or you can go to thissquareroom.com/ask or whatever. There's a little button that says submit a question. Just hit it, type it up. You can be anonymous. You don't have to, whatever you feel comfortable with, but we would definitely love to hear from you. So today we have an email from, they did write their name, but they want to be called D. He wants to be called D. Those are their preferred pronouns. So he says, hi guys, please call me D. I'm 26 and I live with my mother. I work a pretty decent job at a tech company, but the city I live in is very expensive and literally no one my age is able to afford moving out of their parents' house unless they have at least 2 other roommates.
Toronto.
Honestly, it's a lot of cities in North America nowadays. In Canada, in the US, it's just unfortunate. Also, my mother is single and me being at home helps her out with the payments for the house, and she's pretty chill and lets me be an adult, so I think it's a decent situation. The issue comes with dating. When I meet girls and they find out that I live with my mother, it seems to be an instant turnoff. even though 95% of the women I meet online also live with their parents. It doesn't make sense to me. Do you guys have any advice on how I can navigate dating while still living at home? I hope to move out in 3 years, but not sooner, as it doesn't make sense to me financially. Secondly, I don't have social media. I have YouTube and streaming services, but I don't have TikTok, IG, or Snap. And that also seemed to be a turnoff for women. One straight up told me it was a red flag, but I don't understand why. I don't really care for it, but do you think I should just bite the bullet and get social media? Much love, guys. So we'll address the first part about living with his mom first. We'll break it down. Would you like to start? I feel like you're itching. You're always itching to talk.
It's not that I'm itching. That's true. But yeah, I'll go. There's absolutely nothing wrong with living with your parent, especially you said she's a single mom. You leaving to go financially have certain deficits or struggles, or now
it would be a hit to both of you guys.
Exactly what I was getting at. Yeah. And if whoever you're dating, feels like that's an issue, and like you said, a lot of them do live with their parent, but I feel like when you're looking for somebody, especially a lot of women, when you're looking for somebody to be with, you want to be able to go somewhere comfortable. They're not going to bring you to their house and be comfortable, walk around kissy. So they're hoping they can go somewhere and be comfortable. She can't feel comfortable coming to your house and wake up, go to the kitchen with just her bra and panty, or just your t-shirt and underwear, and your mom's right there. It's
why is that your first go-to? It's valid, but why is that the first go-to?
Because I women have told me that when I go to his house I don't feel comfortable, even
but
when you have roommates. If he had
I'm it's the same thing. I'll tell you what it is about the mom thing. It all comes down to Mom, Eddie's cut me in half again. Sorry. Well, so it's when you're just meeting women and you live with your mom and it's a single mom, in their head they're like, oh, is he a mama's boy? That's one thing that they're wondering, because that's a huge red flag.
Is it?
Yes.
Huh.
And then the second thing that they're wondering is, can he financially provide? Is he living with his mom because he can't live on his own? And then when you go to the factor of nobody our age can, you're right, but it is hypocritical, because it's you live at home, but that
that's why I'm so confused.
That old school traditional, I'm not saying it's right, but that old school traditional way of thinking for women is, I live with my parents and then my dad hands me off and I get married and you whisk me away into the castle. You know what I mean? That's how it used to be. Yeah, whatever sexist thing you're about to say.
I'm about to you don't even know your dad, bro. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
We just had Father's Day last week, man. Damn, daddy wasn't there. No, but it's that old school mentality. When you have the women who are just I want a man who provides, he has to make more money than me, has to do it. That's the mentality, right? It's it doesn't matter if I live at home, you shouldn't live at home, which again is very hypocritical. But I personally think you are going after the wrong type of women. People who, I don't know what your ethnicity is, but people who are very family oriented would not look down at you living with your mom.
Yeah.
Find you an Italian girl. Those family.
Find you a Filipino, bro.
There's so many. A Filipino, I think Jewish girls are typically pretty family oriented. A lot of Jamaican, West Indian people, Jamaican, Guyanese, Trini, they're very big on family. I just think if you can be with someone who can appreciate your family and loves family and looks for that, people will say a man who loves his mom, I love that. But if you're going for the ones who are just I want to be a housewife and my man needs to make this much more, it doesn't matter if you're making good money enough to help your mom out and still put away to save for the next 3 years. They're seeing it as, oh, he lives with his mom. And then secondary, everything that Des said, it's okay, there's also that comfortability. She wants to be able to spend time with you in a setting that's relaxed. You can't always go out for dates. We want to spend one-on-one chill time. And that can't always happen when you are, mom's right around the corner. It is a bit of uncomfortability, but I think, like you said, your mom is pretty chill. As long as it's not a helicopter parent, that can be worked around with the right person. She has to be wanting to work around it with you. Otherwise, thing. But when you're saying you don't know why some of these women instantly say no, that's why.
That makes sense.
Yeah. What was the second half of that?
Why is it a red flag?
Oh, well, yeah. He was just saying, like, any advice on how to navigate dating while still living at home. So that's my advice to you. Seek out women who have family values. Like, you sound like you and your mom have a great relationship. Like, she allows you to be an adult. You're happy to be there helping her out as a single mother. You guys I don't know if you guys are, like, the closest in the world, but it doesn't sound like you guys are distant or have any issues. Yeah, so you want someone who respects you and your mom and that relationship. And I just think you need to find the right person. So maybe in your dating profile, just write, I'm a family oriented guy. Like, you don't need to say lives with mom, you know. And like, I think sometimes women here like
dating profiles.
What?
He doesn't have dating profiles.
I thought he said profile. Yeah, meet online. The women I meet online. That means apps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if it's not an app, let them know. Like, you know, like I'm very family oriented. I'm close with my parent, whatever it may be. Just don't paint the picture that like you live in your mom's basement and you're just a weird, like, you know, even if you are, don't paint that picture.
I would say that when he's 26.
Yes.
I would say that, you know, last year I made a 5-year plan for myself, and I want to save up this much money by the time I'm 30. And when I'm 30, I want to do this and this and this. It sounds more like you have goals than...
Well, yeah, he's talked about that. He says he has a good job. Yeah, pretty decent job at a tech company.
In 3 years, he wants to move.
Yeah, but not sooner. Like, you have a plan. You know what you want to do.
That's what your plan is, and that's that. Do you, boo-boo?
When it comes to something like finances, it's not like you're just like, well, you know, my mom makes my bed and makes the best, like... soup, so I don't want to move out before I have to. Like, that's a different reason, and that's a little like, okay, that's mama's boy, like, right? But if it's just like, no, financially this is what works for me, then unless she wants to pool her money together and the two of you move out, then yeah,
so be it.
So the second half of this question is about social media. He does not have apps, but he's been told that it is a red flag and doesn't understand why. Straight up, because some men lie about not having social media 100%. Because they have a girlfriend.
100%.
And women...
They have a wife, kids at home.
And the wife is like, you better post me. So it's like, oh, I'll just tell these other women I don't have social media so that they don't see.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I think you should get social media if you don't want it, especially certain apps. They're addicting. And if you are the type of person who doesn't want that or want to deal with that, don't unless... Like, you don't have to post things about yourself. You can post, if you do photography, post photography. If you're, you know, into gaming, post about gaming. Or if you draw, like, people do different types of accounts. But unless you want to go down that rabbit hole, because you will spend time scrolling and you will kind of go down that loop. So unless you're prepared for that, don't do it if you don't want to. The right person will respect that.
I have a cousin who never had social media for years. And, like, this is in his 20s. And then he only got it so we can send each other funny DMs. So other than that, he doesn't post. He doesn't do anything. But like Joe said, if you don't want to get it, don't get it. Don't feel like you need to get it. The right person will understand. And
some women, although it's a red flag for some women are like, good, you're not out here liking other girls' pictures and doing this and doing that. So it can be a really good thing for the right person. I think it really just, both parts of your question comes down to who you are going after.
Yeah.
And the type of women that you are attracting.
Yeah.
But thank you. What was it? D? Thank you for the question, D. I really appreciate you writing in. And if anyone else wants to write in, question, story, whatever, it's thissquareroom.com. I feel like that is a great wrapping point.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right. So then, Des, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me, D, on social. That was a good one. You can find me on Instagram at DesiD18. I thought it was a good one.
Did you?
Yeah, because he just talked about the fact that, you know, we're just like, don't get it.
And you can find the podcast at This Square Room on all social media. We are available anywhere podcasts can be listened to. So definitely let a friend know. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And you can find me at Jonel Wilson. And we appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. And we will see you next Tuesday.